Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the April 27th, 2023 regular board meeting of the Surrey Police Board to order. I'd like to recognize that the Surrey Police Board's work takes place on the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Vice Chair Sutter. So in order for the board to conduct its business, we'll require a motion under Section 25(2) of the Police Act to have the board appoint a vice chair to chair the meeting. So if I could have somebody make that motion. Nina and Shani, thank you. Over to you, Vice Chair.
Thank you. I'll just all in favor. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So first on our agenda, we have the adoption of the agenda for today's meeting. Are there any questions on the agenda? Okay, seeing no questions, I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda. Could get a seconder, please. Thank you, Director Caruana. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The agenda is adopted. Next, if I could have a motion to adopt the minutes of the March 29th, 2023 board meeting. I will make that motion if someone could second it. Director Gale, thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, seeing no opposition, the minutes are adopted. We have no delegations, so we will go to our reports. Chief Lipinski, I will pass it to you first for the community engagement update.
Thanks very much, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. In regards to community engagement, our people, both those that are deployed on the street as well as those that are working inside, get out and connect with the community at every available opportunity. In that report, you will notice that essentially most of our contacts have been divided up into three groups. Number one, new Canadians. Number two is the youth in Surrey. And number three is the vulnerable sector, as well as those support systems for the vulnerable sector. And that is our focus going forward. And certainly we have had really good reception in all of those three areas. And in fact, we get invited back to give presentations or to give information as a follow-up of what might have come up in the initial meeting. So I'll stop there, and if there's any questions or comments, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I don't see any questions. I did want to see, I went out last weekend to the Nugger Keep that happened in Surrey and was happy to see a lot of our officers there as well. So it was great to see them out.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will pass it back to you for any updates.
Yes, very short. We've been at this obviously for 2 years. Some have been at this project for upwards to 4 years. Many stakeholders are involved in this, and we are simply looking forward to the decision tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Were there any questions or comments from the board members on Chief's update? No, okay. Thank you. So we will move. Oh, Director Modell, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Vice Chair. Thank you, Chief, for those comments, and we couldn't agree with you more. We are so looking forward to the province decision.
Thank you, Director Modell. Just going to move now into the committee reports. We have a report from the Finance Committee. So Director Joel, I will pass it to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I could ask for slide 1, thank you. The Finance Committee is presenting an update on year-to-date expenditures as of March 31st, 2023 for both SPS operations and the one-time policing transition project. If I could ask for slide number 2. As of March 31st, year-to-date expenditures were $18.4 million. Expenditures include $27,000 for board remunerations, $15.8 million for salaries and benefits, $1.9 million in capital expenditures, and $627,000 for other expenses, such as supplies and materials, JIBC training, cost for new recruits, telecommunications, and outsourced services. At the end of March, we had a total of 396 active employees, 333 sworn members, and 63 civilians. 366 employees were costed to the SPS operations. 30 of the 396, 30 employees were assigned to temporary roles as part of the police transition project and establishing the SPS. Therefore, their salaries and benefits were allocated to the transition project fund. If I could ask for slide number 3. Looking at the one-time policing transition project, as of March 31st, $2 million was spent out of an available $24.4 million. Areas of significant expenditures to date include $675,000 for IT, which includes capital costs for hardware and other technology, related assets, and operating costs. $790,000 was expended for assessments, training, and temporary personnel. And lastly, $403,000 was spent for firearms, personal issue kits, uniforms, and other specialty equipment. Can I ask for the last slide, please? Expenditures to date supporting SPS operations and one-time police transition project have been trending low due to reduced activities as we await for a provincial decision and direction on the police transition. The Finance Committee recommends receiving this report for information. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Joel. Does anyone on the board have any questions? No? Okay, so seeing no questions, it's received for information. Thank you. Okay, so we do not have anything under information, and there's no correspondence, as well as no new business. So the next meeting of the Surrey Police Board will be held on May 31st, 2023. And if I could now have a motion to hold a meeting in closed session. Please, Director Caruana, thank you, and second by Director Cloak. All in favor? Okay, any opposed? Passed, and then a motion to adjourn, please. Director Caruana and Director Chappell, thank you. Thank you everyone for taking part in our meeting, and we'll see you next month.